Hey there, Aries. How are you? It's your Force Fairy here. Nice to see you again. Oh, Aries. What's going on with the Army of Aries this week? Let's find out. Let's take a look. Oh, I love your cards. I know I say it every week. Because as you guys know, I have a deck for each zodiac sign, and this Aries is the softest, most subtle. What do we got here, Aries? The Five of Swords. First card out. Five of Swords. You are battling in your head. Do you see? It's bringing you to your knees. And the energy that crosses this is the Four of Pentacles. Now, when it comes to the Four of Pentacles, it is really a card of holding on. And I feel that you are holding on and battling yourself between old ideas and new ideas, old ways and new ways. And she's looking back. The Four of Coins is looking back at a city, looking back at almost through time, at a time when, and you can fill in the blank. So the higher self is the King of Swords. Okay, so the King of Swords is where this Five of Swords is coming from. This King of Swords is determined to learn, determined to take the ways of the old. Do you see these cities in his cape? Do you see that they are almost like memories of, I don't want to say old values, but we can say old values, old ways of doing things, old tried and true ways of teaching, learning, and acquiring information, and thus, with experience, turning it into wisdom. Now she holds this, it's almost like a treasure chest, but her coins are above her, and it very much reminds me of the magician. As above, so below. And these ideas, these values, because coins to me are values, these values, and as I speak about the values of an education, the value of learning, the value of practical application, the value of experience, these coins, and they're coming from above. So these are ideas, these are values, and she's looking back, almost like looking back at the past. And it's this battle, it's this now and then, it's this old ways and new ways that's really driving the mind of Aries to fight. And the Seven of Cups is the focus and foundation. I like this dreamy energy, this energy of love, this energy of not really worrying too much. This could also be perceived as delusion, but sometimes getting into your own imagination, as Carl Jung beautifully described as active imagination, that what you, and as I said, that like it reminds me of the magician, that what you think about, you bring about, that those ideas, those dreams, those thoughts. And I love that the focus and foundation of Aries is loving in the past. The Four of Cups. And the Four of Pentacles, he's looking right at the Four of Pentacles, is how do I make these dreams that I love bring them down into practical application, into reality in the near future. The Four of Wands, we got fours, four. And for a lot of you, you could be working on your home, and I'm really hearing moving and building and packing and unpacking, changing your environment, changing your scenery, improving your home, improving your environment, growing. When I see these field, it's almost like fields, but in the front door, in your front yard, making every space growable rather than manicured, right? So it produces food rather than produces almost like adoration, like, oh, you have really nice grass. Yeah. How you see yourself. Self-love. Good. This is beautiful self-love. And it's right across from the Seven of Cups. So I really feel that your imagination, your dreams, your inspiration is all flowing from one cup to another, and it's because you have an overflowing cup. How other people see you, Aries, as happy, beautiful, happiest card in the deck, the Sun card, beautiful. Hope and or fear. We have another 5. And I do have to say that when the 5 of Swords, it starts in the head, your fear is that it's going to show up in your real world. Wow, and the outcome, the Ace of Coins, which is exactly what I saw in this 4 of Coins. And that is, and it very much looks like a sun, that this golden opportunity, this brand new beginning, and I'm kind of feeling that it's a brand new beginning of a Renaissance phase or a Renaissance time, world, where Aries is really putting what they have learned and bringing it to the 3D world for practical application and experience. Bottom of the deck. Aries, that which you might not see. The Lovers. A choice. A choice. Interesting, because it has to do with love in a brand new beginning. Could it be for Aries a brand new beginning in love? Could it be a choice that Aries has to make to love themselves, to love others, and to stop with these mental battles? Interesting. I love the fact that other people see you as the Sun, as the happiest card in the deck. That's how other people see you, Aries. So, let's see why Aries has been brought to their knees. King of Swords, right up there. The higher self. Interesting. The King of Swords can detach from. And it's almost like I'm feeling there's too much, not too much information, but too many, I want to go up to the King next, but too many, almost like possibilities, too many truths that sometimes when they're wrapped up, do you see how these swords and he's holding a sword, the sacrifices, for some of you, the sacrifices that you have made for an education, that's just an aside. But do you see how they're strung? Each truth has got a red ribbon or something is strung. It's almost like the truth doesn't have, it's attached to something for someone else, for something else, for the psychopaths of the world. Like the King of Swords is asking the question, as the higher self is in the higher self position, why is this information coming out? Why now? Why is it that, and is it to fuel more of this energy of mental battle, of mental strife, of stress, of anxiety? Because I'm just going to call them, I have called them the powers that be, but I'm just going to call them the world psychopaths. World economic psychopaths, yeah. They see the awakening. They see that people are, like Aries with the Sun card here, are wakening up to their internal or their spiritual riches to their homes, to their dreams. They can't take away your dreams. And so they release this, quote unquote, these truths. These are swords of truth, right? And yet I see them with these ribbons, with these red ribbons, almost remind, and do you see how Aries is cutting through them, but yet another one gets sort of pulled back by, like Aries is really, with the King of Swords energy, as the higher self is saying, really taking a look at, instead of asking questions. Aries is asking questions. Why is this being released? Why is this information now even a thing, whereas it wasn't a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago? Let's see what else. Yeah, because exactly. Eight of Swords is a self-imposed prison. And the self-imposed prison is, I feel with Aries, is this being the first card out in the first Clarifiers, I feel that Aries is putting themselves in a self-imposed prison with the information that they are either reading about, that's coming across their feed, that they're looking up. Let's see what the King of Swords has to say in your higher self. Be curious, yes. And this is a beautiful energy of be curious, but then with this information, maybe even play around with it. Ask questions, but then let it go. Don't lock yourself in this Eight of Swords energy. Yes, and forgive yourself when you do battle your mind, when you do get into this, where you just hold your head and just want to get into this sort of Neptunian dreamland of love, of happiness, of new opportunities, and not worry about this. The King of Swords is your higher self, in the higher self position, reminding you, Aries, do not put yourself into a self-imposed mental prison of, and I'm hearing too many facts. Are they facts? That's the question. What facts are facts? It's almost like you take this information and you don't take it, I don't want to say to take it too seriously, but there's very much a sense of discernment where you have to, how does it apply to me? Like, how does it apply to me in my world right now? And if it doesn't, I'm interested, I'm curious with the Page of Wands, and then let it go, right? And getting into this Page of Cups, brand new love, brand new, and forgiving oneself for putting our minds into this Eight of Swords energy. Now, the focus and foundation, the Seven of Cups. Slow and steady with the Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady progress. And I'm hearing right above this, keep curious, then learn with the King of Swords, and then practical application with this Knight of Pentacles, and keep moving forward. It's a slow process. This Knight of Pentacles is a slow energy. It's not the Knight of Swords. It's not the Knight of Wands. It's a slow energy of being very thoughtful, of being very discerning, of being very practical in what you've learned, and let's see if I can apply that. Okay, I've learned a lot about gardening. Let's see if I can grow anything, right? As an example. And you have to look at things growing, not just on, and I really recommend people to grow their own food, but this King of Swords, the information that you have gathered, how are you going to apply it? How are you going to discern it? How are you going to really get experience from the information that you've learned? Look at that, the King of Cups. This is really balancing out your head and your heart. And again, Scorpio energy with the Seven of Cups. This is really beautiful to see. And this is the protection. The kings are protection and providers as a male energy, as a masculine energy. And so when it's right below the Page, the Eight of Swords, and the King of Cups. The Page of Cups is really my forgiveness card, especially in this deck. It's to forgive yourself for maybe getting too wrapped up in your head, in concerns, and battling yourself, and getting into this Eight of Swords, and then having the maturity of the King to love oneself, to take the steps to apply, as we're going to go to the Four of Cups, to apply what it is you've learned. Do you see how he's looking up into this Four of Pentacles, but that one cup, every time he fills up his cup, right? Yeah. And again, I'm hearing apply that which you have learned, Aries. into this 3D world. So let's go to the Four of Cups. Yeah, having that strength of character, strength to be concerning. It's right beside that King of Swords. After the Three of Swords, okay. This could be a sense of rejecting yourself, being rejected. Not giving yourself love, of hurting. And again, going back to the 5, back to the 8 of Swords. This 3 of Swords really talks about your mind, your thoughts, your painful and hurtful thoughts, hurting yourself, and you having the strength of character, but the strength of soul to forgive oneself for these thoughts. And then to look at that cup, which is right here, the Ace of Cups. I want to go there next. Ace of Cups. Finding balance. Absolutely. The Justice card. Finding balance. And I've got the King of Swords and the King of Cups. Finding that head and heart balance. Interesting. With a soulmate. Now, the 6 of Cups is a soulmate card, but a nostalgia card as well. So for some of you, Aries, you're looking back at your childhood. And it's right below this Sun card at how happy you were as a child. How happy your childhood was. And for some of you that didn't have a beautiful, happy childhood, you are now taking care of your inner child as an adult and doing the work to heal the 3 of Swords, which again, Libra energy with this Justice card and the 3 of Swords. And to do it with self-love and to learn, and maybe for the King of Swords twice, learning how to do it, opening up your heart with the King of Cups. So let's see with this 4 of Wands, taking a leap of faith. Oh my goodness. Yes, taking a leap of faith on loving yourself first and balancing out your head and your heart. This is really what the table is talking about. This is what it's about today, Aries, is balancing out your head and heart, balancing out those negative thoughts and getting into the sun, getting into the love, getting into the nostalgia, getting into, and as I said, looking back at how you grew up, looking back at how things used to be, looking back at how when for a lot of us that were born in the 60s and 70s, we played without a phone. We didn't even have a computer. We went outside, we fished, we rode our bikes, we played at the playground, we played baseball, we played basketball. We did the things like when our moms told us to get out of our house so that she could tidy up, cook something, get things ready. You would help your dad rake the leaves in the fall. You would plant in the springtime. You would, tend to the gardens in the summers. Go to the swimming pool in the summer. All of these things that have now, it seemingly has been lost. And Aries is looking back, and with the 6 of Cups, looking back at the way it used to be and battling inside the mind of, why isn't it that way now? Now, we're going through changes, but at the same time, I think these values, like the 4 of Coins, indicates these values, these coins, you can hold on to, you can pass down to your children, to your grandchildren, and see the reaction. Growing is a perfect example that if you put a seed in the ground, the next day you don't have a tomato plant with tomatoes on it. So with this instant gratification, with this click on a button and it's there for you, I think children need to learn how to grow. Children need to learn delayed, gratification. And let's look at the back of the package and say, okay, within 10 to 12 weeks you will have beautiful tomatoes that you can then pop in your mouth and eat, but we have to wait. That's every day. Water it and take a look and watch it grow. Other people see you, Aries, is in this energy of self-love, of nostalgia, of balance, of doing what's right, of this sense of fairness and doing the right thing, of integrity, as the King of Swords also really talks about. Interesting. The responsibilities. People see you having the responsibilities and still being happy, creating and growing with the Knight of Cups. Still creating, even though there might be a lot of responsibilities. This creation, whatever you're creating, Aries, is making you happy. It could be self-creation as well. 5 of Wands. That... interesting. I just got... that the 10 of Wands, the responsibilities that Aries has, Aries is taking a look at things from a different perspective, from a loving perspective, that these responsibilities are a duty. Especially when it comes to, as I was talking about, child rearing and growing. There is a sense of duty that even though these responsibilities are heavy, if you take a look at it from a different perspective, you can have fun. And it can make you happy. So that's how other people see you, which is beautiful. Your hope and your fear is the 5 of Wands. This is the timing card. Your creation is going to take time. Time to grow before the harvest. Absolutely. And the King of Wands. Beautiful. And it's right above the Wands, right above the 10 of Wands. And the King of Wands is a spiritual king. The King of Wands is a leader. The King of Wands is that fire, that spark, that masculine energy that gets you to keep going. Even when you're battling your mind and it's coming out in your real world. The King of Wands is the leader. This is Leo energy, which we have both the Strength card and the Sun. And it's what's going to take the King of Wands, along with the King of Cups and the King of Swords twice, is going to take this golden opportunity to build, I'm hearing, a new community, build into the new world. Yeah, and that's where you take action. With the Knight of Swords and do the work. Absolutely beautiful. With the 8 of Pentacles. And it's with love, new opportunities in love, self-love, doing what's right, being nostalgic and taking what was best from your childhood, from how you grew up, and applying it to your own family and your world now. The Lovers is clarified by the 2 of Swords. The choice that you have to make, Aries, might be a tough one. But with this masculine energy, this is very masculine. There are days that on my table it's queens and it's empresses and it's feminine, but today it's very masculine. And it's okay to have these cups, these Ace of Cups, the Sun card, the Ace of Coins. This is still masculine energy. And I really want the masculines out there to know that you can be loving, be very, for the Knight of Cups here, very romantic. Be very loving, very concerned, very compassionate, but be very discerning as far as what you watch, what you see, what goes into your head, what you're reading about, what it is that you are battling inside that mind. Be curious at the same time, really be discerning as far as what's being broadcasted, what's being put out there, because the information that's being quote-unquote released is to get you into this 5 of Swords. But with the wisdom and logic of the King of Swords, really backing it up, being in your higher self position, and say, yeah, be curious with the Page of Wands. Yep, forgive yourself when you fall back into it. You're human, you will. And then the King of Wands really stepping up and saying, no, Aries, get back to work. Ignore the drama, ignore the trash, ignore all of the, what would be considered truths on the internet, on the programming, it's all programming. So, 23. Let's get some angel numbers on this, Aries. 23. You are being guided by ascended masters at this time. Trust that the path you are on is perfect for your current situation. I see 238, and then I see 38. Let's do 38 first. You are uncovering memories. Yeah, that's what the 6 of Cups is talking about. You are uncovering memories from lifetimes beyond your current lifetime. Your current spiritual interests are inspired by experiences from previous lives, and that could very well be what this King of Swords in the higher self position is talking about with the Book of Life. That's what I'm hearing. Of your previous lifetimes, Aries. Yeah. I see 238. Let's go to 238. You have been here before, and your connections to spirit have been a part of many lifetimes. You are here now to be a beacon of light and strength. Aries, this is really beautiful. 107 and then 106. I'll do both. 106 and 7. I'll do 106 first. In order to move forward, you're being guided to cut all the cords. And I see in this image, that's exactly what you're trying to do. Cut all cords that are binding you to the situations of the past. That was 106, 107. Your thoughts and intentions are manifesting before you. And that's exactly what the Five of Swords turns into the Five of Wands. Believe and you will receive. So what are you filling your mind with? Is it of this beautiful Neptunian Seven of Cups, love as the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles? I love that it's flanking this. Is it love? Because I see love all over the place, and it's almost like the King of Swords is cutting out this mental prison that your mind is in right now, Aries. I love that for you. I see 876. Now, any numbers that you see on my table, Aries, that I do not read aloud, those are personal messages for you. Get your book and take a look. If you do not have an Angel Numbers book, go to the description box below, click on the link, and grab yourself a book for all future reads. Last one, Aries. 876. Angel Wisdom is encouraging you to know that the challenges you are facing at this time are opportunities to reclaim your power and wholly accept in your heart that yes, you are ready to be powerful. Oh, Aries, pick up that sword, like I said in the last read. Pick up that sword, and you have, as the King of Swords twice, you have Aries and the army of Aries out there. All you warrior souls out there, pick up that sword. Sword of truth, knowledge, and clarity, and move forward. And that's what I see for you, Aries, and I'm sure I'll see you again. Take care from your Forest Fairy. Bye for now.